Hello, everybody. If you can see my screen, you can hear my voice, type OK in the comments, in the chat. Okay, guys? If you can see my screen, you can hear my voice, type OK in the chat. Then I know all is working fine, all right? Okay, if this is your first time joining us, hi, my name is Ben, and I'm from Phillip Securities. Oh, okay. Yes, now you can see me. Yes. So I'm Ben. I'm from Phillip Securities. Thank you for joining us today. All right. Now, first thing first. Hang on, Happy Chinese New Year. All right. Some of you have already ended work, and that's fantastic. But for those of you who haven't, it's okay. One more day to go, right? All right. So maybe let's have a show of hands. How many of you have already ended work? Type me in the chat. Dave, hi, 恭喜发财. Wow, John ended work already. Great. Jacob also. Ten Chuan also. Good, good. Okay, for myself, I'll be ending work tomorrow. Okay. Edwin also great. 恭喜发财,恭喜发财. Good. Good to have all of you here. Okay. Now today we are going to find out more about the stocks that you can probably look at for Valentine's Day. Okay. It's not just Chinese New Year that's coming up. There's one more very important event coming up, Valentine's Day. Okay. So before I proceed, I need to share with you also that this webinar is just meant for educational purposes. Okay, the ideas that I'm going to share with you are my opinions, but you should also do your own research and due diligence. Okay, this is not a buy and sell call also. Okay, if you have understood all that, type okay in the comments. No, not comments. Chat. Jacob, Dave, JP, Ting Chuan, Edwin, fantastic. Can Okay, so let me find out also. Have you prepared for Valentine's Day? If you have, type yes. If no, shh, don't type anything. Prepared already. I hope you guys are all well prepared. Okay. If not, okay. And yeah, usually it's during Valentine's Day, right, that we spend a bit more money because we want to pamper our loved ones, right? Some of us we may bring our partner, he or she, right, for a nice meal somewhere romantic, somewhere new. But for some of us, we may go for a short holiday, maybe to places like Batam, Bali, Bangkok. Some even more adventurous, right? Go further away to Korea, Japan. That's great. But some of us, we may not buy into the whole idea of Valentine's Day. We may just, chill at home, right? And we just enjoy time watching TV or just talking over a simple meal. Whichever the case you belong to, right? That's great. All right. But you must realize that quality time is the most important thing that you can ever spend with your loved ones because all of us have limited time on earth, right? Okay. Can so if you agree, type me in the chat. If it is your first or second time joining me in my webinar and you're thinking, how come Ben always makes us up with the chat and comments, right? How come he can't seem to get it right? It's because I've been also conducting Telegram live sessions lah. And when you interact with me in Telegram, you'll be typing in the comment section. Okay. And also if you're brand new to me, sometimes you'll see me looking around. It's not that I'm distracted. Okay. I have two screens and I'm looking at both to bring the most value to you. Okay. Now, so before I jump into the two stocks that I would like to share with you, I always like to start with the S&P 500 futures. Okay, the S&P 500 futures, I would like to start with this because it is the overview. Okay, it represents the overall US stock market. And why I choose the futures is because it's running 24 hours, almost 24 hours, 5 days a week. Okay, so I'm going to refer to the S&P 500 futures instead of the S&P 500 ETF. Okay, if this is okay, type okay in the comments. Not comments, in the chat. Okay, John, Dave, Edwin, perfect. Now, you must have been seeing a lot of headlines, right? The S&P 500, wow, it broke out of its all-time high. And the futures, right? We are not really at the all-time high yet, but we have broken the 5,000 mark. Okay. Now, 5,000, it is a round number. Secondly, 5,000 is a psychological number. Okay. So this value of 5,000, it's significant in the stock market, especially for the US stock market. Okay. So far, if all is okay, type 5,000 in the comments. Well, not comments, in the chat. 5,000. Good. And if you are replying me, right, please change your chat to everyone instead of just host and panelists. Because I'm seeing some people typing it in the host and panelists. Yeah, type it to everyone. Then everybody can see also. Great. Thank you. Okay, so now we are at the psychological and significant value of 5,000. What does this really mean to you? Okay, so let me apply the STARS framework, whereby STARS, for those who are new with us, STARS stands for support and resistance. Okay, the T stands for trend line. A for the ATR indicator. R for RSI indicator. And S stands for market sentiment. Okay, so on the screen, you can see that I've drawn my support and resistance lines. These are the horizontal black lines, okay? However, don't be fooled by the lines, okay? Because support and resistance is always an area. An area. Okay? Now, trend lines, I've also drawn them. The trend lines are these pink dotted lines, pink diagonal dotted lines. All right? Now, the purpose of trend lines, right? It helps us to tell the speed of the stock that you're looking at. So in this case, the S&P 500 futures, right? The gradient of ascent tells you the speed of the ascent of the S&P 500 futures. Second thing you can tell from the trend line is they are diagonal support and resistance areas. Now, let me show you what I mean. Can you see that? Okay, let me switch. Hang on. Can you see this? Resistance, resistance, resistance. A bit of a resistance here, then support here, resistance here, support here, so on and so forth. Now, I think that you get it a lot. It is a lot clearer to you. All right. Next, we have the ATR indicator. Okay, which is here. This brown line here. The RSI indicator, the purple one, which tells us whether a stock is overbought, oversold, or neutral. And it can also tell you divergence. Okay, divergence. And lastly, sentiment. For sentiment, we look at the latest few candles. Okay, now this is the daily chart, which means that each candle here represents one day, one trading day. Okay, so we look at the last few, and we see whether the market is bullish or is showing signs of weakness. Are they really optimistic? Are the investors super optimistic? Or they are getting a bit more careful, more cautious, or they are super bearish, right? Like here, they were quite bearish. Okay? Okay, I see a question. Ikram, why is 5,000 important? Now, when it comes to numbers, okay, when you buy something, $100, $200, $500, these are round numbers and they are psychological effects. If you tell somebody that it's below 100, like maybe $95, $90, maybe it's easier to accept. But if you tell the person, oh, it's $100 or $102, you get what I mean? Now, for trading, people like to see round numbers because it's easier to calculate and it's easier to spot. Okay, if you tell people that, oh, the market is there's a support and resistance at 5005. Okay, so usually people like to see round numbers lah, and there's a psychological effect. So we need to pay attention to that also. Okay, so if all this is clear so far, if the stars framework is clear to you so far, can you please type stars in the chat? STARS. Okay. So few people clear about it only. Okay, good. I'm going to erase everything already. Good. So now, with this in mind, right, do you see a similarity between July? I'm going to mark it out. Between the period over here and the period we are in now. Do you see any similarity? The first similarity I see, okay, is the price of the S&P 500, right, futures, right, breaking out of its uppermost trend line. Okay, this is the uppermost trend line. I'm gonna mark it out for you here. Okay, and it remains higher above the uppermost trend line here. Okay. Second observation, what can you see? Do you also observe that the RSI value, it's quite high, 60 plus to 70 all the way. Okay, 60 plus to 70 plus all the way. In other words, above 60. In other words, very high. Okay? And it's sustained for some time, you see. So this is probably July all the way to early August, 1 month. Okay, this one started probably here in late Jan. Okay, late Jan, and still ongoing for maybe almost 1 month. Okay, almost 1 month. Do you see this similarity? If you see these similarities, type yes in the chat. Yeah, I got it right. Type yes in the chat. Great. I'm heartened that you can see all this. Great. Then, what happened next here? What happened in August? Can you tell me in the chat what happened in August? After this cluster, okay, the price came down, then what happened after that? Yeah, it went all the way down, right? Not in a straight line, but all the way down. Now, if history was to repeat itself, okay, I'm not going to be that optimistic also. Okay, if history repeats itself, the same thing could happen. All right, it could dance around here, then boom, down. Okay. Okay. Now I'd like to bring your attention to this, the context. Let's give it some context. You see, before this drop, before this, right, there was this rise, which was quite gradual at first, sustainable at first, then boom, it shot up all the way. But now, should rest for a while, and it shoots up, and it has been shooting up in almost one straight line. Okay, so when the pullback comes, when the correction comes, I think, okay, this is my opinion, I think that the S&P 500 futures could dip even slightly below 4,700. Okay, this is my opinion based on what we can observe or what we have observed from 2023. Okay. If this concept is clear to you, type clear in the chat. Okay, John asking, is it time to short? Maybe. Okay, maybe. But shorting, right, you got to be fast. Okay, because can you see the movement is going to be the movement, right, the down move, right, is usually very rough one. So you got to be fast. See, once it broke down, wow, if you don't take profit somewhere here, your heart will be pain. Okay, come down. You don't take profit at the trend line here, you may feel some pain. Okay, come down. You don't take profit at this support resistance here, no more profit already. Okay, understand? John, is this okay? So instead of just looking at shorting, right, you may want to be very selective on the stocks that you buy, right? Make sure that the stocks actually dip quite a lot before coming up. Okay, John, you're asking, does NQ, which is NASDAQ, relate to ES, which is S&P 500 as well, in your view? Relate. Let me pull up the chart of NASDAQ and try to see what you are trying to bring across. Okay, for NASDAQ, it hasn't popped above its uppermost trend line, but do you notice the RSI? It's also pretty high. The RSI now, it's also pretty high. Okay. And what I see for NASDAQ, I don't know if you can see this. Let me zoom in, remove everything, zoom in. Okay, so the RSI is pretty high. And I see this. Okay, it has broken out its resistance here at about 17,750. Whether or not it'll hold, time will tell. Okay. However, I'm not so optimistic lah. Why? The RSI is also quite high. Okay, because the RSI is so high, I mean the probability wise, right, of it continuing to climb is lower. Then the probability of it coming down. Okay, the chance of it coming down is probably higher. Okay, John, to answer you. Okay, so if this is all okay, let me share with you the two stocks. If you are ready, type ready in the chat. Okay, if you are ready for me to share, type ready in the chat. Great, you guys are all ready. In my Telegram channel, right, I shared with you guys, I have two stocks. The first one provides a wide range of solutions ranging from finance to HR to operations. Okay, instead of just reading it out, let me share it with you. Here. Okay, stock number one. Okay, this company provides a wide range of solutions ranging from finance, HR to operations. They also use AI to help their clients scale faster and adapt to a fast-paced world. So that's stock number one. It is Workday. Okay, can you type Workday in the chat to remind yourself? Great, great. Workday. Okay. Now I've taken time to draw the support and resistance, so we won't spend time on that. Now, remember the first S. The first S is support and resistance for the STARS framework. First S, support and resistance. Now, T stands for, T is the acronym for trend lines. Okay. Now, before we draw trend lines, right, we need to identify the trend, correct or not? We need to identify the trend. Can you tell me if workday is in an up or down trend? Can you type it in the chat? Up for uptrend, down for downtrend. Yes, it's up. Quite obvious, huh? Then you want to plot uptrend lines, okay? So I'm going to plot it in front of you now. Let's do it together, huh? Okay, I think this is good. Let me clone this. And probably one more somewhere here. Yeah, looks good. Okay, so we have S and T, support, resistance, and our trend lines. Okay, ATR in the next acronym, right? Next alphabet is A, which is the ATR. We look at it later. We look at the RSI now. Can? So can someone read off the RSI? Can someone type the RSI number, the value, right, in the chat? Right, 61.36. Okay, now knowing that if the number, right, if the value is 70 or higher, it's in the overbought territory. That means overheated. Okay, and knowing that in the 30 or lower, it's oversold, meaning that wow, everybody sell already. Okay, harder for it to stay lower or drop further down. 61, where is it leaning towards? Is it leaning towards the overbought or leaning towards the oversold? Okay, so in other words, do you think that the RSI value is high or is the RSI value actually low? Can you type it in the chat? High, right? Yeah, the RSI is quite high. Plus, now you also see that there is a resistance area right where it is now. There's a area of resistance here. So what can you reasonably expect? And you see, your trend line is also here. What can you reasonably expect what can you expect that should happen in the coming days or coming weeks? Should you expect, number one, for it to go up? Or number two, maybe go sideways? Or number three, come down? Type one, if you think that this will happen. Type two, if you think this is sideways movement is going to happen next. Type three, if you think that the price of work day should be coming down. Okay, James says pullback, which means number three lah. Right? Patricia also says number three. Edwin also says number three. Yeah, I think three is more probable. Okay, three is more probable. So this is not a good time to go and buy shares now. Then you must be thinking, then Ben, you share with me this stock for what? Why are you sharing this with me? I'm sharing this with you to get you prepared. Okay, you shouldn't come to the webinar, listen to something and take action immediately. You should listen, do your homework, get prepared. When the time comes, you make your decision. Are you going to take it? Are you going to not do anything? Or are you going to run away from it? Clear? If this is clear so far, type clear in the comments, not comments in the chat. Then we all agree that it should be pulling back. Where should it be pulling back to? Or where can we expect it to pull back to? That is the golden question. Then we know where to wait and what to look for, ma. Correct? I think it should drop to somewhere lower here because the market is super overheated. Somewhere here before bouncing up. Okay, it can bounce to maybe 279. And if you are if the bull run continues fiercely after that, right, then it could bounce up even higher to about 294, 295. Okay? So knowing this, what I am personally going to look out for is this area, 26, about 260 to 263. I want to see the workday, the price of workday come down to about 260 to about 262, 263 and bounce higher a bit before taking entry. Okay. And my first take profit target would be about 279 or 280. My second take profit target will be at about 295. Okay, and this I must share with you something first. This is not meant to be a mid-term to long-term trade. Okay, that means short-term, few weeks to probably 2 months. Okay, if you understand this, type short in the don't type short. Type ST. ST means short term. If you type short later, you thought, oh, go and short the shares. No. ST, short term. Okay. Short term. Now, what I am going to be very careful about is the earnings. Earnings, they are going to announce their earnings on the 29th of Feb. Okay. So if this happens just before earnings, like maybe 20th of Feb or 24th of Feb, I will not take the trade. And I hope that you stay away from workday also. Reason being, earnings is like a Russian roulette. It's like playing Russian roulette. Okay. The chances of it flying up, the chances of its share price flying up is 50%. The chances of its share price dropping down is also 50%. Okay. Case in point, take a look at AMD. When it reported its earnings, the price just gapped down. Okay, maybe not so big. The gap not so obvious, but you can see that it dropped close to about 10%, 4%, 4 plus, yeah, 4%. Okay, then you say, Ben, but what about Meta? When Meta announced their earnings, the stock price flew. Yeah, that's true. Let's have a look. Right, this is where they announced their earnings. It shot up by 16%, 16. Right, but what's the dilemma here? Can you tell beforehand or not if it's going to go up or come down? If you can, please tell me. Okay, this is a genuine question. Will you ever know when at the time where it announced its earnings, right? Will you ever know whether its share price will shoot up or drop down? Nobody will know, right? So it's better. It's more conservative, and at the same time, it's better to err on the safer side. Clear so far? If this is clear, type earnings in the comments. Not comments, in the chat. Earnings. Okay, Jacob is asking, if workday pulls back after earnings, will you still go in? We got to see at which price point, right? Everything is all about price. Okay, so if earnings haven't not announced yet, right? Hey, where's my cursor? Okay. Wait, what happened? Okay, so let me mark out the earnings date. Okay, earnings is here. If the stock price moving down, then during earnings, drop even further before coming up. No, this trade is invalid already. Okay, if this happens, something like that happens, then the price starts to go up, can consider. Okay, so we keep this in view, KIV this. If I forget, remind me in our Telegram channel. that reminds me of something. How can you remind me in my Telegram channel when you are not inside yet? Okay, so scan this QR code. I invite you to join our Telegram channel. What can you expect in our Telegram channel? That is what you need to know. Okay, I also want to share with you lah. Then share ma. If not, you come in, you also don't know what's going on. Okay. In our Telegram channel, where is it? We have a lot of educational things. Okay, we have Telegram live sessions that occur almost every Friday, and we send out the replay because we know that some of you are in office or some of you are having work appointments. You can't join us. That's fine. We send the recording out to you over the weekend. All right. We have webinars, right? My teammate and I, we conduct webinars. We even have exclusive dinners and parties for our clients. Okay? We share with you useful, actionable economic news and announcements. We don't share everything. And you see, our economic calendar is never full of events and announcements. Why? Because we only target the most sensitive ones, the ones that has the highest chance of moving the market. Okay, I also share with you the key levels that you should be looking out for. Now that's in January. Okay, and when I think of ideas, I also share it with you. Right? How I try to make sense of the stock market for you lah, in that sense. Okay, so my team and I, we are always working in the background, thinking of ideas, how to share great ideas, actionable ideas, and share from our own experiences so that you don't have to go through and learn the hard way. Okay, so if you haven't joined us, I invite you, scan our QR code, see you in our Telegram channel. Okay, we also have polls lah. Yeah, and our latest one, Disney. For those who have caught it, congratulations, 7.5% gain from Disney. Can? Okay, so let's not talk about Telegram now. Let's talk about the second stock. Are you ready? If you are, type ready in the chat. Great, great. I see all your readies. Stock number 2. Oh yeah, still must share a bit. Stock number 2. This company is huge in cloud computing, but it is living in the shadows of Alphabet and Amazon. Sad thing, poor thing. Okay. However, it's not just about cloud computing. This company provides cybersecurity solutions. Now, when AI is so big, when everybody holds a mobile phone, when everybody has laptops, maybe even more than one laptop, more than one tablet, when all your information it lives on the internet, right? Your IC number, your email addresses, your credit card numbers. Who agrees that cybersecurity solutions is critical? Type me in the chat. Exactly. It is that critical, right? You can stinge on anything, but you cannot stinge on cybersecurity. Therefore, I think that this stock is worth our attention. Okay, so let me bring you there now. This stock is Akamai. Okay, Akamai. So same thing, I've done the support and resistance for you. Here, I've already drawn the trend lines for you. So we'll go right in to take a look at the RSI. Can you tell if the RSI is high or low? It is quite high, and it has been high for some time. Now, similar to workday, it has also broken out of it is also near its resistance area. But for this case, it has broken out slightly lah. All right. Earnings also coming. 13th of Feb, one day before Valentine's Day. Must remember also, okay, one day before Valentine's Day. Now, what is your conclusion? Knowing that applying the same framework, the same thinking about workday. Okay. I would also think that I would also expect that Akamai, its shares drop or pull back lah. Okay, pull back to about 120 before bouncing up eventually to about 125. Now, one thing that you can notice about Akamai, its trend lines. Do you see that it respects its trend lines so much? Right here, bounce up, nearly. Here, just exceed by a little bit. Here, bounce up. Okay, so wait lah, be patient. Wait for this. It could happen over here when there is an area of confluence. Confluence means the meeting of two intersection, right? At an intersection, about 120 here, 122, and about between 120 to 122. And no, not so much. Maybe 121 instead. Okay, 120 to about 121. Clear so far? That's the support only. Okay. Now we take a look at the middle one, the middle trend line. See, resistance. Do you see? Then the support here. Then resistance. Here support, so and so forth. So it has been obeying its trend lines super well. Do you notice this? If you notice this and you agree, type yes in the chat. Team Fox. Okay, Team Fox, you send the question to host and panelists only. I'm going to read it out. Team Fox asked, wait to buy on the dip on the supporting trend line? Yes, you can consider here. Okay, a good entry point could be here rather than maybe at 122, 123. Okay. Yeah, so Team Fox, maybe you can change your chat, right, to send out all your questions and your comments to everyone instead. Okay, can Then you must be thinking, what about ATR? I didn't mention about ATR previously. I didn't share with you how to use ATR, the ATR indicator previously. Now I'm going to share with you. Okay, let's say this happens after its earnings. Okay, you are looking to buy. Okay, you are looking to buy at about 120. Okay, 120. Then you look at the ATR value now. Okay, can someone type in the ATR value? Here on the right. Okay, 1.65. Correct, 1.65. What do you want to do? ATR tells you the volatility. All right, so you can also use that value to help you set a good stop loss. Okay, so in this instance, I'm going to use a multiple of 3 ATR. So it's 1.65 times 3. And I'll set my stop loss about $5. Okay, let's set it $5 below my entry. Now, why we use a multiple of 3? It's because the market, right, can be volatile. Like here, right, if you enter here, which is a legit entry, if you enter on this green candle here, right, it is a legit entry. But if you put your stop loss so near, okay, if you place your stop loss so near, you'll be stopped out already. And then everybody make money, you'll be, how come I lose money? Okay, so every time, give it some space. And how do you determine how much space to give your stop? It's by the ATR value, the ATR indicator. Okay, if this is clear, type ATR in the comments. No, type ATR in the chat. Okay, so $5, put it at 115 lah. somewhere here, 115. You put slightly lower, so can 114.7. Okay. ATR, great. You want to take 1.65 times 2, also can, team, also can. But because the market is getting more volatile, I think 3 is still safer. Okay, but up to you. Okay. So far, 3 has been working fine for us. Okay. You try 2. Right? And your take profit, you can consider about 125. Okay. Your take profit can be at about 125. Change the color to green. Okay, another shade of green. Can? Then you'll be thinking, okay, now the last S stands for sentiment, right? How do you read the sentiment? Now, this whole part, can you see? Are there more green or red candles? This whole part. Let me circle it out for you. Here. More green or more red candles? Can you type the colors? If you think that there are more green, type green. Think that there are more red, type red. Okay, I see your question, Tim and John. Hang on for a while. Hold your questions. Green, right? Obvious. Okay, then what about the size? For sentiments, you look at two things. First, the color of the candles. Second, the size. Okay, whether they are small or they are large. Which one's overall? Which one larger? Green or red? Can you type in the comments? Not comments, chat. Also green, right? So overall, it's still quite bullish. People are still optimistic. Wait for this to happen. All the red color come out. Then the bounce up, green. The bounce up green. Okay. You don't just see this. You don't just see this and you say, oh, the world is ending because all the candles are red. No, you see the overall picture. Okay, the overall context from here all the way. So overall, still bullish. Therefore, when you see this bounce up, right? This green candle bounce up. Let me mark it out for you. This bounce up, you will be more confident to enter. Got it so far? So it's okay if you see all the red candles come down. But when you see that a green candle starting to a green candle has formed and it has bounced above this 120, you can enter and still feel very safe. Why? You have a stop loss there as a safety net, safety mechanism, like an airbag to protect you, keep you safe. At most, you lose $5.20. It won't kill you, right? It shouldn't kill you. Okay, if you didn't put a stop loss and drop to $105, that one may be detrimental because if you lose 20%, you need 25%. You need to make a gain of 25% just to break even. Okay, and of course, if you lose 50%, you need to have 100% gain just to break even. So it doesn't make sense to me. If it makes sense to you, go ahead. It really doesn't make sense to me. Okay, therefore, I will always want to place a stop loss safety net. Okay, so let me come back to the question by Tim. 1.65 is the current ATR value. At the price of 120, the ATR will change. Will it be more accurate to use the ATR at the day of the entry? Yes, you are correct. It will be more accurate, or you can choose to use the ATR value at the end, at the day of entry. But because I don't know about the ATR value now, so I'm going to use the current one, today's one, at 1.45. 1.65, sorry. Today's value, 1.65, as an example for you. Okay, team? Now, John is asking, Ben, can the ATR indicator be used to set your take profit. I don't know. I don't think you should be doing that. Yeah, use the support and resistance lah, or use the trend lines. Okay, so here, right, I'm basing the 125 of the take profit price of 125. I'm basing it off resistance, the resistance line here. Okay, it could even go up to maybe about 127 where the trend line is. Okay, because trend line, right, is also support, is also diagonal support and resistance. Okay, clear for you, John? Okay, and MLC, you're asking, how far back do you consider the sentiment, right? The candles, just this leg, lor. Yeah, I cannot give you a fixed duration like 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. No, just the recent movement, the latest move. Okay. Wen Jie is asking, if it shoots up massively, says to 117.5 points, 125. So it shoots up massively. What thing shoots up massively? Still can consider to go in or not? Okay, Wen Jie, maybe you help to clarify. Help me understand better. The price shoots to 125. The price is already at 125. Yeah, help me understand so I can help you. Okay. Yeah, and MLC, if I've answered your questions, please acknowledge. Then I know. Okay. That way I will know. And same for Team Fox. Okay, Wen Jie, if Akamai, right, drops to my entry point and then shoots up, yeah, good lah. That's what we want, right? Right? It drops to here, 120 or 119 area, then bounce up that time, you should be looking to enter already. Then if it closes, if it shoots up all the way to 125, you take profit lah. You make money. Oh, but you haven't entered yet lah. Then too bad lah. Wait for another opportunity. Yeah, Wen Jie, I understand because a lot of us, right, we plan, then when the time comes, sometimes we shiver, we FOMO. Either we FOMO, we have fear, okay, like, wow, I don't know can or not. I wish to make money, but I don't know can or not confident enough. Anyway, I did a Telegram live session last week or the week before on how you can overcome FOMO, fear and greed. Okay. Then you got to think, why am I fearful? Should I be fearful? Right? Is this strategy, does this strategy work? And does it work for me? You have to ask yourself. You must know your own personality, your conviction level. Okay. And Wen Jie, I encourage you to join our Telegram channel because when I shared about overcoming fear and greed, I shared about the STARS framework. I shared the results. I was transparent with it. You can go and take a look at the results. I think about 70% win rate. About we made more. By using the STARS framework, you would have beaten the S&P 500 performance for the year 2023. Okay. So if Wen Jie, you have not joined us yet, let me find the QR code for you. Ta-da! Okay, Wen Jie, please scan this and you can watch the recordings. Okay, Helen, are we covering CFD today? Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Because after this, I have a bonus stock for you. Okay, if you are familiar with my style, you know my team and I, we always give you a bonus. Okay? Especially Chinese New Year, must give bonus. Okay, Helen, are you ready? Are you guys ready for the bonus? If you are, type bonus. Okay, type bonus while I sip some water. Great, great. Sometime back, right, I did a YouTube video for PhillipCapital, the company I work in. I talked about tapestry. Let me send you the link to the YouTube video so you can watch it. Hang on, let me find it for you. It's in my notes. Okay. Later in your free time, go and click on the link that I've sent you, okay? YouTube video about Tapestry. I mentioned that, Tapestry, right? In summary, it has been on a downtrend since 2011, 2012, all the way down, 10 plus years already, okay? No fail. And it has been obeying its downtrend line very nicely. You see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now, this is the weekly chart, okay? Weekly chart of Tapestry. We are near. I am hoping that the price of Tapestry goes up to about $41, $42 before coming down, and you can probably do a quick short. Understand? Okay. And this trade should take a few weeks to maybe 2-3 months. Okay. So far, clear? If Tapestry is clear, type TPR in the chat. If not clear, never mind. You can watch the YouTube video because I've really explained everything very clearly there. Okay. And same thing, I made use of the ATR indicator. I might multiplied it by 3. I set a stop loss. My take profit is somewhere here, okay, where it's near the downtrend line and near the support area here, about $26. Okay. Then you must be thinking, how to do this? I cannot do this with stocks. You are absolutely right. You cannot do this with stocks, not with poems, not with Philip. All right. The most straightforward way to do this is by using CFD. Can everybody type CFD in the chat? Okay. Who is a user of CFD? Type me in the chat. Who have been trading CFD? Type me in the chat. Nice, Jacob. Oh, only Jacob use CFD. Guys, time to explore CFD because remember my team and I, we shared that a recession is near, and when a recession happens, the stock market is more than likely to crash. All right. When it drops, this drop could last for 1.5 or 2 years even. Then I don't think you want to be sitting on the sidelines, right? When people are shorting the market, making money, while you are sitting there like, why my friends like a lot happier, a lot richer, while I don't feel richer. In fact, I feel poorer. Right? Don't miss out on this opportunity. Okay. And that brings me to a promotion that Phillip CFD has done just for our clients. Okay. Until the 31st of March, if you fund your CFD account with 5,000 Sing dollars or more, okay, you get to win a lucky draw. You stand to win a Prism TV. Okay, this Prism Plus TV is a lucky draw, but you will get 88 Sing dollars cash credit in your Phillip CFD account. Okay, so very simple. All you need to do is to fund your Phillip CFD account with $5,000 one-time deposit. Because some customers, they tell me, hey Ben, I funded $100. Then I funded $4,900. I say, wow, cannot lah. The first one must be $5,000 lump sum. Okay, can everybody type 5,000 in the comments? Type in the chat 5,000. Okay, 5,000 to help you remember. One lump sum, 5,000. Okay. Keep your money with Phillip CFD for 60 days. That means 2 months. Okay. you can use the money, $5,000, you can use the money to perform 8 equity CFD trades. That means you see, TPR really hit 41 or $42 already. Then it's starting to come down. You want to short it? That is one equity CFD trade. Okay? Then earlier on, I shared with you, what's that? Workday. You want to buy because you think that the price is going up. That will be your second equity CFD trade. And the third stock, Akamai, right? After it has come down, starting to show strength of it coming up, you go and buy. That is the third equity CFD trade. So I already helped you with 3 equity CFD trade ideas. Whether you execute it or not, I cannot control. Okay? And if you just perform one Singapore equity trade on top of this, you perform one Singapore equity CFD trade, you get additional chance to win the TV. Okay, can? So if you do not have account, you don't have a Phillip account, or you want to be under my team's care, okay, then use this account opening link, scan this QR code. Okay, scan this to be under my team. We can take good care of you. And you have access to exclusive materials. Okay. And of course, when you discuss the strategy with my team, we understand. Other people, I don't know whether they understand the strategy or not. Can? Then how do you know you are already under your account is already under my team? Very simple. If your account starts with this, you are already under my team. Okay, let me bring the QR code up for you again. Cannot bring. Okay, never mind. I know what to do. Okay, if your code starts with QA, QB, QC, or Q0 something, all the way to QT, you are already under my team's care. TH, TF, TF2, TQ, you are already under my care. So no need to open. But if you want to be under my team's care, you want to discuss about the STARS framework, the strategies, you want to discuss about your account, yes, you need to open an account with us. Then we can talk lah. You open an account with some other people, I cannot see anything. So my team and I, we cannot see. We cannot advise you accordingly. Okay. Now, how many of you found this webinar interesting? Type me in the comments. Okay. How many of you found this to be actionable? Type actionable in the comments. Okay. If you found it to be actionable, type actionable in the comments. Okay. And the stock market is like that lah. It can be very profound, but I believe that my team and I, we have the experience, we have the knowledge to expound on it, to make it so simple and to shed light to you, for you. Okay, to make things actionable for you. At the end of the day, if everything is about theory, you go and read on the internet. Yeah, don't bother doing anything, just read from the internet. But it must be actionable lah, something that you can do almost immediately. Okay, now with that, thank you so much for giving me 1 hour of your precious time. I wish you all the best. 恭喜发财, the best of health, best of luck, and tons of happiness. Okay? Thank you very much, guys. Take care. 恭喜发财. Bye bye. Jacob, thank you. John, thank you. Dave, thank you. Edwin, thank you. Belinda, thank you. Jacob, thank you. John, thank you. Dave, Patricia, Honey, Edwin, Chuan Zhen, John, fantastic. You guys are amazing. Okay, see you in my Telegram channel. Okay, thank you so much. Charmaine, play the music, please. Thank you.